I need you to get real comfortable for a moment wherever you are and just tune in to the words that's going to gravitate to you. And possibly, if you listen to what I'm saying and you execute, your life will be so much better. I am here to give you value and nothing less, nothing else. Complete value for you that's going to trickle down to your legacy. And with that advice I can give is the advice of telling you that healing is not going to fall from the sky. No one is going to advocate and take up the energy, the responsibility, or the accountability to get the healing that you should reward yourself to receive. The reason why I say reward is because healing, going through that process, is highly rewarding and it is freeing. It brings identity, it brings clarity, and it brings unadulterated and unapologetic power to a person that finally understands there is language to my life. There is purpose behind the pain. So, here today, I want to tell you where you might be in your life right now. I want to share this with you, and you let me know if you can relate to any of this, what I'm getting ready to say. One, you tell me if you can relate to it. Avoidance. Can you relate to avoidance? I mean, even when you were a child, were you the type of child that tried to avoid, like I did? I wanted to be a professional avoider of getting hurt physically. That was my MO. That was my motto. Don't get no scrapes, no scars, no cuts, no broken bones. My motto was do whatever you can do as a child and don't get yourself hurt. So I was avoiding anything that could give me the potential to hurt myself. So if you can relate to being an avoider, which I know you can, a lot of us are professional avoiders. We avoid looking in the mirror. We avoid having to approach conflict when it is uncomfortable to approach. I know a lot of us do not want to ever feel that we are not equipped to handle certain things that we love to be in control of. That's number two, being in control. So you are a control freak. Not only do we practice being professional avoiders, but we also practice being little gods, G-O-D, lowercase G-O-D. And we want to be in control. And I'm going to tell you how I can pinpoint that out. Ask me how. How can I pinpoint that you want to be a little God and be in control? Because, for one, there is trust issues. There are trust issues in your life. You can't trust this one. You can't trust that one. You can't trust people in authority. Why? Because somewhere in your experience with life and with people, and sometimes even with God, you feel that it has failed your vision of preference. Your vision, and hello to you guys, your vision of preference has been tinkered with to the point where you said, you may not have said it with your mouth, but you said it with your actions. You said it with your emotions. You said it with fear that I want to be in control. So, again, number one, we have become professional avoiders. Number two, we are walking around wanting to be in control slash idol God, lowercase God. And we do that because we want to protect something that we find valuable. How many of you all are working night and day and night, doing your darndest to try to protect something that means a lot to you? How many of you all are going for financial debt to try to compensate an area in your life that will render you comfort, that will render you a temporary high, and all the other things that go with it? So I know I'm not talking to people that don't understand the words that's coming out of my mouth. I'm talking to people who knows what it feels like for things to surprise you, but not in the best way. I'm talking to people who have carried some things in your mental and in your emotional capacity, and you have yet to find the skill set to be honest with those things that have transpired in your life that didn't fit your idea of what you thought was a preferred preference. If you understand that being in control and being a person that avoids those two things, I'm going to stay on those two things for now. If you are there with those two things, I need to find your address right now and where you are in your life, because I want you to know, from me to you, from experience to experience, you guys, we are not in control of what we are not in control of. And I'm here to tell you and to admit to you that it is scary. There are things that we love. There are things that we invest in. We sacrifice. We have dreams about. We have a vision about. We got the plan, right? And when those things are not something that we can hold on to forever or for a period of time where we desire that period of time to last, that's letting us know right there there has to be another way than to be drawn to trying to be in control. Some things, you guys, and I'm sorry, this may be a PSA for some of you. You're not going to be in control of what you can't control, such as losing what you love. And I'm just going to tap on this for a second. One thing that I have yet to kind of find my little acceptance in or comfort in is through a person that I love transitioning. I can't control someone's transition. I cannot control when someone's day comes for it to be their last day. Do you know how much fear I have accumulated in my being because I love hard, and thinking about certain people leaving me has caused me to resent death, to fear death, and to fear the power that it has over my life, meaning I can't even keep the things that I love that's living, such as my pets. I am working, you guys, at such an astronomical amount of work to aid my fur babies. I got American XL bullies. That's a big breed. And I am raising them with my husband, and I'm doing everything that I should and shouldn't do, meaning I'm spending money I don't have to try to make sure they have longevity. That's just an example. That's my transparency talking. And as a child, I never wanted to get hurt. And guess what? It kept me from learning how to ride a bike. It kept me from learning how to skate. It kept me from learning how to swim because I wanted to avoid physical injury. I didn't want it. I didn't want to imagine it. I didn't want pain to be a part of my experience, physical pain. And you may be the same way. You may be the same way. People pleasing. You may be a people pleaser at the cost of your identity, at the cost of you living a freer life. Being a people pleaser is like a leech sucking the blood out of your body. People pleasing, in my opinion, should be against human law. I know we don't want to offend, especially Christians. I know a lot of us are truly trying to, uphold the word of God, and we don't want to offend. There's a difference in offending versus people pleasing. People pleasing is where you avoid conflict, you avoid being questioned, you avoid even being uh, um, perceived wrongly. Like you want to work overtime to make sure you don't give people the wrong idea about you. Do you not know that people pleasing is toxic? And when there are people in your life, if you have people in your life that are good at people pleasing, they begin to make your experience with them an inconvenience. Did you know that? People that you do life with that people please, they're going to inconvenience you. Why? Because they're going to start wanting to put things on you to do, to say, just so they can save their impression. Um, that's not the word I was trying to say. But they want to save what they are. What's the word? Their influence. They want to protect that part of them. It's gonna come to me when I get off this live. But people pleasing though is keeping you from knowing your language. This is an opportunity as I end this live. This is an opportunity I want to give to you guys. I am an author of a self-published book, and I got some news for you. I have been very transparent for a while now. Now that transparency is in book form, but the book is not about my story. The book is an anointed tool that God has graced me to present to this world for you to get an invitation to do the things you need to do that their book is inviting you to do. I have sent invitations out just talking about my story with loss, grief, things that I knew were not serving me well, and things that I know they're not serving you well either. And we are so suppressing the things that we don't have to suppress. But I know why you're suppressing it. You're suppressing it because everybody around you seems to be real good at moving on. Everybody around you seems to know that the world, this life, is always calling us to it, versus having a moment to walk through that tunnel called process in order for you to gain knowledge, skill set on knowing how to not be an avoider of pain and disappointment, and how not to be a control freak, because you may not admit it, but I'm telling you, if you go through my book and if you track with me with my conversations, you're going to start seeing a light coming your way right there in your mental, right there in your emotional capacity. There's a light that I bring to dark places only by the grace of God. And that light is special. That light is not to be overlooked. That light is not to be taken advantage of. Okay? Like, don't miss your time for the sake of your benefit and your legacy. But you're going to have to consider doing things that you were not giving yourself time to do. But I'm inviting you, I'm inviting the most stubborn person, I'm inviting the most prideful person, I'm even inviting the know it alls, the introverts. You know who else I'm inviting? I'm inviting that person that refuses to believe in God anymore or never has. I'm inviting the angry people. I'm inviting the person that deals with depression. I'm inviting the individual that feels like they got to do everything by themselves in order to get things done. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to that person that has been trained somewhere in your trauma that you thought you had to do this life in a control seat, a power seat. But let me tell you, your control seat has been lying to you. Just because you feel like you are able to control what you think you are controlling, newsflash to me, you, your daddy, your mama, your kids, and everybody else. Newsflash. Life has a way of knocking on all of our doors and telling us you are not in control of what you're not in control of. And what do you do when that happens? What do you do when someone breaks your heart to the point of feeling as if you're not on the right trail for your life because you've given them so much of your love. You've given them so much of your time. You may have even started a family with these individuals, and they left you high and dry to figure it out. But you may have had your counseling sessions from time to time, but your counseling session cannot heal you. And we know healing is not linear. But that counselor and that therapist, they can only do so much. You are the key between you and then you get back on track with God and understanding that your pain in God's hands. Hello, somebody. Oh, it has a beautiful purpose. You may have to push that thing out. You may have to work until everybody gets the memo that you are serious. You are serious about what matters most in your life. Breathe. Breathe with me. I offer my book called Icon. That's a Greek word for image. That's EIKON. Icon. Write it down. Icon. EIKON. The life you can't imagine. Because guess what? The life that you wanted to imagine, you can't always paint a full picture about your life. It is yet opportunities for a blank canvas so that something beautiful can be developed during your pain, during your healing. We need to discover and we need to develop and we need to denounce some things. We need to divorce old thinking, right? And then as we're doing those things, the opportunity to build, to refresh, to reset, to repair, to recover, to evolve. Whether people like the new you or not, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're not people pleasing out here. Get the book Icon, The Life You Can't Imagine. Start there. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble's website. And I also have a website, which I will probably put in my comment section. And when you get that book, I want you to see my name, Keisha Covington. It's Kesha, no I. Keisha Covington. Look for my name on Amazon, and you'll see a 40-day journal that I know that it is definitely going to be a part of your story because it's all about you. It's all about you navigating to the light, to the truth, navigating to your strength through Jesus Christ, navigating through your power and authority, navigating through coming out of your spell bounds, coming out of everything else that's been trying to control your mental, trying to control your finances, trying to control your relationships, trying to control your fear. Some of us need to divorce fear on a whole nother level. You don't have a whole lot of time to keep playing around with your healing. A lot of you all have wasted enough time and you've put enough doubt into the world. And you're not doing yourself justice by ignoring the process of healing that is meant to put you on another level. Like you're ready for the next level. I'm telling you, you are ready. You are ready for the things that you didn't think you could do. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If nobody knew fear, I had a grand relationship with fear. I had a grand relationship with low self-esteem to the point where I wanted to unalive myself on different occasions. On different occasions. The pressure was real. The stress was real. The doubt was real. The thoughts that was coming into my mind were lies from the enemy, but to me, as I was feeling it and navigating it, they began to get louder and louder, and they wanted to control the compass of my life. But if you go through your healing, that is the best directional, instructional manual for your life that you can ever tap into outside of the Bible. I have scriptures in my book, and I also have scriptures in my journal. I need you guys to write down my name, Keisha Covington, Kesha Covington, Covington, and get both of my books. Get Icon to Life You Can't Imagine and get the 40-day journal. You need both of them. It's not for me. It's not for me. It benefits me only to a certain degree. But you know what really benefited me? What I had to die to in order to live again, in order to be reborn. I had to go back into the birthing chamber. I had to go back into the labor room. Yeah. Oh, it was crucial. It was uncomfortable. I'm here to tell you right now. If you get my books, you're getting ready to have the most uncomfortable experience of your life. And you don't want it. You don't want it that bad. And I feel bad that you don't want it that bad. Because now that I am on the other side of writing that book and experiencing all the things, it still affects me, yes, but it's not in control of me. And I'm learning that everybody is not to receive what I used to give. So when you go through your healing, you'll realize that your no, N-O, is so powerful. You can stop wasting energy with people that don't need to be in your life. You can stop holding on to ideas and theories and ideologies. If you go through your healing, you're going to be so beautifully powerful going through your healing journey. Let God cause you to be vulnerable in His face. When I was going through that, I was so vulnerable. I was so broken. So I was so broken. I had some moments where I was crashing out. I even said in one moment when I was on my knees, because there was nothing else to do, I was becoming like mush to this power of healing. That healing, it held me by every fiber of my being. And even though I wanted to rush it, even though I wanted to get away from it, by God's grace, He was there with me, letting me know I need you to go through this. And Keisha, it's not just for you. How are you going to carry this amount of my message of the gospel if you are not going to be willing to be vulnerable with your stuff? Y'all, I thought I was all right at one point. I thought I was good at one point. You're only as good as God says you are. You're only as free as God says you are. And some of us will not allow God in all the way, where He is allowed to show us some things in our life that broke us, some things in our lives where we are shown up lowercase God, because we want to be in control. We want to maintain control. We always want to know what's the outcome. You don't have faith. The enemy tried to steal all of your faith. The enemy wants you to have more faith in you than he wants you to have faith in what you cannot see. Tell me, how is that working for you? Is it building your character the way God wants your character to be built? Or are you still holding on to control and fear and avoidance, and you just made that your bed? You just sleep in that bed, you rest in that bed, you eat in that bed, you are intimate in that bed. I'm asking you the question because we are getting out of this dark space, lying to ourselves. And I say this with a lot of conviction. I'm still working on some stuff, you guys. Oh, yes, I am. I'm coming from a background where, anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD, social anxiety, just and then getting sick, broken. I, I listen. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole and tell you guys everything that, or should I say, a snippet of some things that I loved, but I lost them. My first experience was seeing my father pass. I watched him die. That was not a part of my imagination. And I'm sorry to trigger you guys. I'm not here to try to trigger you, but I am here to invite you, though. I'm here to invite you. I'm going to leave everything that I can in the comment section so you can go back to this. Maybe you don't have 30 minutes to listen to this right now or to go back to this and listen to it for 30 minutes. But what you might be able to do is go straight to those websites, get the material, and let that material begin a work in you that you probably didn't know you needed. You probably didn't even know somebody could relate to you on such a degree of pain that you have experienced and endured. Because you are not alone. Whatever you have experienced, you are not alone. And that's a good thing. That's good news. That's great news. The enemy, when he's working overtime in our minds and in our ears and in our emotions, he wants us to always feel like nobody's going through what we're going through but us. Oh, I felt that many times. Why? Because my cry of help seemed to have been ignored. I'm not ignoring you, and I don't want you to ignore you. This makes me cry. I don't want you to ignore yourself. I don't care how much you give to people, how much you have sacrificed for people, and even what you think you're doing well spiritually. I want you to know that you're going to have to process this thing through. But the good news is you're not alone. And you're getting ready to discover some things and you get ready to develop in a way that the day before this did not offer you. So I'm offering you guys, sending you an invitation, a PSA, to get those materials. The book Icon, EIKON, The Life You Can't Imagine, and get the journal along with it, the 40-day journal. And I want you to come back. I want you to come back. I want you to meet me back on this page. And I want you to share what you can. As a matter of fact, I believe something big is coming after some of you all's processes. It has to. There's no way. There's no way you're going to lose in this process. There's no way. You won't lose. It's impossible to lose. The only possibility in this process is that you are winning. Even your small wins. Don't forget that. Please remember, put it on a banner. One, celebrate your small wins every time. Stop overlooking those small wins because we take so much for granted. And number two, all you need is one day at a time. You don't need to be thinking about the whole week. You don't need to be thinking about the whole month. All you need to be thinking about is one, one day at a time. You and God, one. That's all you need to be concerned about. One day at a time, and celebrating, recognizing maximizing your small wins. Because if you do that, you're going to look back, you're going to be able to look back and be like, oh, I didn't know I made it this far. You've been taking baby steps the whole time, going forward. And forget if people recognize it or not. You recognize it. You celebrate it. You take a moment and pause and say, hey, I could have done something else with my life, but I chose to go through this rough side for a season in order to know all of the benefits and the value that these things can render me. Because now I got skill set to pass to somebody else. Now I can stop creating casualties in my life. Now I can stop having damaged goods in my life. I'm free. I know what to let go of. I know what decisions to make. And I also know how to put my trust in God and not my own ideas, gifts, talents, preferences, my friend circle, my career, my intelligence. Whatever you put in your trust in, you're going to realize going through this healing process is going to remind you that God created a system where you're going to always have to lean and depend on Him because we can't control it all. We never could. We can't. But we do need to know where our authority is. But how are you going to know your authority in the earth if you're so in the matrix? Come out of the matrix. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for listening this long. This was meant for you. This was meant for you to hear. Please don't doubt it. And I hope that you had a chance or get a chance to listen to the entire live. You all take care of yourselves, and I'm looking forward to hearing back from you after you have received both of your reading materials from yours truly, Keisha Covington, signing off